Hello, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here with another amazing self love resource today. So, I am featuring a beautiful self love card deck created by April Johnson, and I am partnering with her at Golden Phoenix Healing to bring this resource to the community to help people have more access to ways to bring more self love into your life. So, I have been fortunate enough to get my hands early on one of these amazing 52 card decks that April has created. And I've been using it every day to really explore the different aspects of self love and how even I, after years of practice in this arena, can still find new ways to bring more love to myself. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have pre selected some of my favorite cards that Spirit was really saying are important right now for the collective, and just to tap into showing you how I use these cards. So I know that April is also going to be creating her own videos, and I will be sharing those on the channel as well, where she goes more in depth into each card and how she works with them and how she invites you to work with them. And so I'm going to give you the variety of more than one person's take, because I feel like that's also so important, because it is going to be a different journey for each of us. And so I have been on my own journey of self love for quite some time, especially this last year. I've had lots of changes, and there's been so much growth and differences in life right now with COVID and all of the expansion that the universe itself is giving us the opportunity to take. And so I felt very called to share this card. And so some of her cards do have both actions and invitations to explore things. And so I'm going to do the action that it recommends and walk you through it. So it guides us to place a hand, or in this case, both hands, on our heart and say, I am a divine source of love. I am a divine source of love. So even just doing that 2 times with you guys here, I could feel a shift in my heart center. I could feel my conscious awareness expanding a little bit more and actually consciously connecting with the divine energy in the universe. And so this is a really great exercise that is super easy to do, and is, again, these cards are meant to bring awarenesses. So this is something, if I pulled this card, I might choose to do this multiple times during the day. I might choose to sit down and do it in a state of meditation where I repeat it multiple times to really sink deeper into the message and into the connection, and to bring about a feeling of connecting with the divine. And that's why it's so important to put our hands, or a hand at the very least, on the heart center when doing this, because it connects us to that divine center within ourselves, which is where self love is cultivated. Now, connecting more deeply with the divine is also going to be one of the most efficient routes for us to come into a deeper state of self love as well. So, whatever it is that you feel is divine in the universe, whatever you call out to, whatever you believe is that which created you, is what this card is inviting you to connect with on that deeper level. And so I just feel it's so important, the I am aspect to that, because we all are an aspect of the divine source. We are a unique facet of the whole. And when we can start to see and acknowledge ourselves as the beautiful divine being that we are, it is so much easier to love ourselves, to accept ourselves as we are, even if there are things that we would like to be different about ourselves, even if there's things we would like to change about our bodies, about our thoughts, about our beliefs, about our patterns. All of that is perfectly okay to have. And at the same time, the more we connect with the divine source that we are, the easier it is for us to make those changes in the physical reality, for us to find the energy, the determination, the confidence, the courage to step into making changes that we want to according to our heart. And so This is a really easy exercise that you can do at any time and is really powerful in terms of the ability to transform the internal state and the external state quite profoundly. So that's why this is one of the ones I selected as one of my favorite and featured cards. So I'm going to shift over to this one here, which says, take one small step or giant leap towards a goal or dream today. And so I do truly feel the reason I felt called to partner these two together is because when we recognize, acknowledge, and live from the space that we are an aspect of the divine source, it is so much easier for us to take little steps or huge leaps towards the things that our soul is calling us to. And this is going to vary for each and every one of you that's tapping in here. And that's the point. We're all here on a different journey. And while we might have overlapping similarities, the fact of the matter is that we're each here to do very unique things. And so when we personally can take steps that our heart is calling us to achieve goals that we feel called to set and make and achieve, then it allows for greater momentum and greater love for ourselves because we're actually honoring what our soul is calling us to do. So often I see clients that are stuck in these states of working jobs they don't feel good about, or they're in relationships that are kind of heavy or perhaps even toxic, and they're just going through these motions and allowing that reality to exist rather than take steps towards creating a new reality because it takes effort to take steps. And so that's why I love these cards so much is that they do bring forth suggestions, but they also kind of challenge us to look at, are we actually doing these things in our life? Are we connecting to source? Are we acknowledging that we are an aspect of source? And are we taking steps on a daily basis to move towards living the life that we want to live with the people we want to live it in the ways that we want to live it? Because ultimately, that's up to each of us. Each and every one of you can live the life you want to live, but it needs to start in your heart and from a space of loving yourself enough to take the actions that you need to take. And it doesn't need to be huge things, as the card suggests. It's sometimes just little things. Like maybe you change one thing in your life today that helps you move forward towards living that reality that you really like. And it's up to you to determine, with your connection to source, with your connection to the heart, what that looks like for you. It's just this energy of connecting and tapping into that. And so, one additional thing that I do love about these cards, as I said, they give us these suggestions, but they also can sometimes bring up challenges. So, how do you feel? Are you making steps towards a life you really want to live? And if you're not, what emotions or aspects within you come to the surface? Maybe that could have even triggered some of you watching this and brought some fear or worry or doubt to the surface. And that's amazing because it's showing you where within you needs more love. And that's also one of the beautiful things these cards are meant to do. It's like create these suggestions to bring more love and to also show us, where do we have room for improvement? Where am I not loving myself yet? And how can I take action to bring more love to myself, to change the ways I'm interacting with myself? One big thing is inner dialogue that's coming through. How do you talk to yourself on a daily basis? Are you saying, yes, I can achieve my goals. I've got this. I am amazing. I can do anything I set out to. Or are you doing something on the flip side that isn't necessarily supporting that success, that progress, that forward movement? And so these cards can actually bring that stuff up as well. And I say that's beautiful because we need to both focus on what is working, focus on cultivating more self love, And we also need to explore the spaces within us where we aren't loving ourselves. Because if we don't explore and illuminate those places, those are still potentially going to create blocks, preventing us from moving forward, preventing us from truly loving ourselves and doing what we're here to do. So I am so grateful to have access to these cards, to be able to share this awesome wisdom with you guys. And I really would love any of you that feel called to support April in this Kickstarter. Check the description box below. We have the link for the Kickstarter in there. There's also a beautiful set of information and April's story and how she created the deck and her journey of self love, which I will say, if she didn't make those small steps and connect with the divine, this wouldn't be able to be here. So I just want you guys to also recognize that we don't always know those little baby steps where they're going to lead. And so it's so beautiful to have been able to be with April on this journey as she moved through different healing and different processes of self love. And what's been able to be birthed out of that process has been amazing to witness. And so I really encourage you guys to tap in. I will probably be doing other readings with these cards and other channeled messages. And I am also going to be releasing other resources for self love on this channel. And so I do encourage you to, like, share, subscribe if this resonates, if self love is something you want to cultivate more of. All the information is in the description box below. And I do totally appreciate your support. And I'm sending so much love to your journey of self love. And I look forward to connecting with you guys more and just seeing how expanded you are becoming when you're choosing to love yourself more each day. Take care, beautiful friends.